Hey guys, welcome to a brand new episode of Rush Down Radio. I'm Michael.
And I'm Anthony.
Today we are talking about the cultural global phenomenon known as Fortnite.
And how the hell it got so big in just a year.
Big is not even the word. We need it's
monumental.
Enormous. Like, it is historic how crazy, how big this game has gotten.
It's gotten so big you'd have thought it'd been here for years.
And it hasn't. It's just been 1 year.
Maybe a little bit longer than that.
Well, yeah. I remember when they originally announced this game, it was a very different game than what it is now.
Yeah, it was Fortnite Save the World.
Yeah.
Where it was more PvE focused.
Yeah. Now it's PvP and it's free to play and it's just not the same game that was originally announced.
No, it is not.
It has made so much money. I think it's like the first game to make $1 billion in such a short time.
I think so.
Yeah,
I would believe it.
It's just crazy amount of money this game is generating, the amount of buzz it's getting, the amount of like coverage it's getting.
It's the biggest game on Twitch right now.
Yep. It has been for quite a while too.
Yes. Let's see. One of the biggest Twitch streamer on there right now, Ninja, he's a Fortnite streamer.
Yep, and he was on the cover of ESPN magazine recently as like,
yep.
I forgot what the article was about, but yeah, he did the cover and stuff, and it got us on a little backlash. Of course, people who are not into like this esports, they're like, this isn't a real sport.
This has gotten to the point where if you go into Google search and type F, Fortnite's the first thing that pops up.
Yep, because it's just like,
if you type in video games, Fortnite. You type in games, Fortnite. You can't get away from Fortnite at this point.
You really can't. And now since Sony decided to be nice and allow for crossplay, you just won't escape this game, probably.
Imagine that. It took Fortnite to make Sony cave on the decision.
Because they were originally like, we ain't doing that. You better get you a PS4.
PS4 is the best place to play.
Exactly.
Plebeians.
Ain't that their tagline?
Yeah, pretty much.
They gonna reuse their tagline to be shady.
Because they know that they're the best, but they don't mind. But I mean, letting the kids play with other kids on the backyard, that's fine.
That is so shady. I didn't even think about that. They use their own tagline to be shady. It's the best place to play.
The game for gamers.
Oh God.
They'll let the PS4 children play with them little dusty Xbox kids.
Dusty?
I'm sorry.
Is that what we going with this?
I apologize.
You said them dusty ass. Oh, this is gonna be a fun podcast. Call them dusty. Okay. So outside of how big is generating things within the gaming industry, outside of gaming itself, it's just a huge pop culture phenomenon right now. It's
also probably the most popular scapegoat for gaming things.
Yeah, it is.
Every time you have a discussion, gaming's bad. Just look at Fortnite.
Oh God. Or
how Fortnite has changed people's children into violent killing machines.
Yeah, actually, I just saw a headline on People Magazine about that. I think it was like 24 adult men and a cop who are using games to like lure children in for sex acts, and they listed Fortnite on there as, of course, clickbait, because if you put Fortnite anywhere, you're gonna get clicks and views. So that was unfortunate seeing that article. Actually,
we're totally not doing that.
No, we're not. We're just saying how easily you put Fortnite in anything, it's gonna be clickable. Like, it's just that thing. It's gonna generate people's interest just easily, just off the name alone.
Now, I've also seen all sorts of. One of my favorite Facebook videos is a mother trying to get to Epic Games and get some kind of financial compensation because of how much money her kid has spent on Fortnite.
Wait, so she wants her money back or something?
No, yeah, pretty much. She wants compensation. And the way she delivers this message, it's just beautiful.
I'm confused on what she's trying to accomplish here. Like,
she wants Epic Games to either give her money back or to stop making their games so addictive. And she wants to like talk to them personally. She wants to, because she doesn't understand how this works.
It sounds like it. Like, I don't.
She wants Fortnite to make less money so her kid will spend less money.
That's dumb. Just tell your dumb kids stop spending money.
Yeah, that's That's amazing.
That's the easy solution.
That's amazing. How people will blame everything else but the kid for their kid being a shit kid.
Exactly. Like,
it's amazing.
You could just easily tell him no. You're the parent.
I mean, how is he getting the money?
Exactly.
He's asking you, clearly.
Or dad.
And so what? You guys are just like, man, I wish you weren't spending so much money on Fortnite while you're digging through your wallet, giving him a 24 PSN card.
Or just putting your credit card in his PSN account and let him just spend whatever he wants.
Man, I need V-Bucks for this latest emote. Man, do I got Miles' credit card? Yep. All right, we're getting it.
Swipe.
We in there.
It's not like she doesn't get an email saying, hey, someone bought someone PSN.
Yeah.
Like, they send it to you immediately when it happens. So.
And if that's not what you see, you at least get it on your statement.
Yeah.
On your bank.
So she's...
These are all the... Like, it's the game to love and the game to hate.
Yeah, it really is right now.
Because that's Fortnite.
What about PUBG, though?
What about it?
Why is that not a cultural phenomenon?
It's Fortnite's fault.
It is.
I mean...
If it wasn't here, we'd be all talking about PUBG's greatness.
I mean, yeah, we would be talking about how games don't have to be finished to be good.
Yikes. Hold up. PUBG is finished.
Now.
I think you're being a little tad bit harsh
I'm not.
On PUBG.
It was its most popular when it was unfinished because people realized, you know what? It's fine that I'm, falling through walls, or it's fine that everything here it looks fucking disgusting.
Yikes.
The game's not finished.
Yikes.
The game's not finished. It's fine that we only have one map that we ever play on.
Yikes.
The game's not finished. It's fine that the only cosmetics we have is like wool sweater number 9 and cargo pants number 13. The game's not finished.
Is that your final answer for everything?
But the game's finished now and nothing's changed. If anything, it's gotten
worse.
Because now they got loot boxes with loot you can't keep.
Wait, hold up.
Have you not heard about their little pass? They're trying to do the Fortnite thing where you get I forget what they call it. I don't know if it's called Adventure Pass or what, but if some of those rewards you get during those little passes last less time than Fortnite, and you don't even get to keep everything.
That sucks. So you're basically paying to like rent this stuff out for a short amount of time, and then you gotta give it back.
Basically, event passes. That's what they're called. They're called event passes. And yeah, you get new cosmetics that you don't always keep.
That's okay from a business standpoint. That's genius. Like, but from just a ethical standpoint, that is terrible.
I mean, they're all sorts of. Look, man, they spent more time trying to blame Fortnite for them failing as opposed to fixing their game.
That's a conversation within itself, because I mean, they don't really have an argument or a case, but they do have a case when you think about it. Because
they're using the Unreal Engine. The people they're licensing from is also making a game.
Yeah,
so they're making a game from Fortnite while also getting money from PUBG, their competitor.
Well,
which is amazing, by the way.
That's that stuff we're talking about. No regulations.
Yeah,
that's a whole conflict of interest when you think about it.
Like, just imagine if Disney licensed, like, a Marvel movie and then released their own competing Marvel movie against that Marvel movie.
They do that
like, if they released a Venom movie of their own right now.
But they did it already.
How?
They do it with X-Men, and then they have another Marvel movie come out right after it.
Oh. That ain't good. I mean, they make money either way, but...
Exactly.
Damn, that's like, that's kind of weird. It's not like they're competing with themselves. It's just,
but they are though. Like Fox and Marvel Studios are competing at all times. It's just that all the money goes
Disney's properties.
Well, yeah, but yeah.
All right, this got a little confusing now. you done messed up how I thought I knew this was going.
I'm sorry.
You done messed it up.
I'm so sorry. I had to just put it into another context so you can get it another way.
All I know is that Epic Games is making all the money.
All of it.
They making the money EA wish it could make.
Yikes. Hold up. Let's park that for a second. Are you saying that EA is like jealous of Fortnite?
You saying they're not?
I mean, they got FIFA coming out. I mean, or they did already come out.
What's a FIFA to a Fortnite?
Yikes! Yeah, nobody streams that game.
When I type in F, FIFA don't pop up. Fortnite pops up.
Press F for respect.
Right. Exactly. Now it's press F for Fortnite.
Poor FIFA.
Yeah, if only they could get their success by making their games free to play.
Ooh, are you saying that they would have more success if their games were free to play?
I'm not saying it wouldn't. All I'm saying is if you're going to pump your games full of microtransactions, maybe free to play is something you should look into.
I mean, it's working for Epic because this is probably their biggest game of their entire lifetime of being a company. Like, this is probably bigger than all of the Years of War games, the Unreal Tournament, all that stuff. I can't even imagine anything could be more lucrative for them than Fortnite has been.
Because, they will have an entry fee.
Yeah.
That's one big thing about Fortnite. It has no entry fee.
Yep. Most of their sales come from cosmetic stuff. Like, I think they say like a good majority of their sales come from just people buying stuff.
Because it's free.
Could you say it a little louder, sir?
Because it's free.
Why is it
when your paycheck looking light and you can't buy that $60 game, you can play you some Fortnite.
That's true. That is really true. Man, that's such a good, it's such a good concept of marketing, and it's a really good concept of like consumer psychology too.
And what's even better is that the Fortnite Battle Royale thing is already something that I think it lends itself well to free to play.
Yeah.
Let's take another free to play game. Let's take Warframe, right?
Such a good free to play.
It's a great game.
Yeah.
However, it does get grindy, and the stuff you have to do does take quite a while of time. Fortnite happens so fast sometimes that I think matches can last about 10 minutes most. Because by then, you're probably either going to lose or you're going to find a way to win. Whatever. They don't last so long that the overstays is welcome. And it's kind of like that drop-in, drop-out gameplay. While Warframe, while its gameplay is fine-tuned and it's fun and it's great, doesn't have that drop-in, drop-out aspect. That's a grind. That's something you got to dedicate time to.
Yeah, a whole lot. That's probably why I didn't play Warframe for very long.
You could play one game of Fortnite, walk away, do something else, and come back and Fortnite will not have changed.
Yeah.
You will still have your emotes and everything. You will still have the same experience over and over again. Despite the fact that they make incremental changes to their maps or things, it's not that big a deal. And they make changes to their gameplay and everything like that to keep it fresh for the casuals.
Well, everybody who isn't Ninja?
Pretty much. I'm surprised Ninja doesn't work for them by now.
I'm surprised too.
Be a community manager or something.
I think he's too busy just making money from Twitch, honestly. That's a way easier job.
That's not untrue.
That's so much easier. If just streaming, streaming is very difficult, but in comparison to working for a company and dealing with that stuff, he's his own boss.
Yeah. Point is, it not only is it free to play, but it has a model that works really well for the free to play ecosystem.
Yeah, this is probably the best example of free to play done in console gaming.
However, not all is great in the world of Fortnite.
Nope.
Now, this is the part where we talk about how Fortnite's impact culturally isn't exactly without casualty.
Oh, you're so right. You're so right.
Michael seems raring to go, so we're gonna let him talk for a bit because I'm gonna tell you, he's scaring me a little bit.
So, okay, I was not super aware of what I'm about to talk about right now until recently when Anthony just told me a lot of this stuff, and I started seeing things about it, and I was a little bit bothered by a lot of this stuff. So the emotes in the game are based off of real dances in real life done by other people. Some of these range from stuff from the 80s to stuff from pop culture stuff and movies and whatnot. But there's a glaring problem with some of the dances that are more popular in there right now. I'm specifically talking about a lot of hip hop dances that are within the game as emotes. And the big to do right now is that a lot of these artists who are creative, like the Millie Rock, the Dab, and what was the other one? The Shoot.
Yep.
The Shoot. The people who created those are not seeing any type of like financial, like, what is it? Financial, I can't think of the word. They're not seeing any money coming from this. Like, they're not being recouped for the fact they're using their dancing within the game as emotes, and they just rename them as other stuff. And it's really disgusting when you think about it, because this plays into a bigger cultural issue of appropriation that we've been struggling with for the last 5 years a lot more than we ever have.
Yeah, because all those dances are just boiled down to the Fortnite dance.
Yes, and that's the real problem. Like, I was watching, I think, some YouTube video was showing, like, this little kid was watching, like, dancing and stuff. Like, oh, Fortnite dance. And it's like, that's not the name. That's the Millie Rock. That's the Dab. That's this. Like, these actually have real names. And the erasure of the actual creators is such an issue. It's such an American issue, honestly.
And it's not even just like black artists or anything. They're taking stuff from K-pop too.
Yeah, that was gross.
But who cares? I mean, it's the Fortnite dance.
It's the Fortnite dance. I'm gonna go pay like whatever money you have to pay to get this emote, and then it's gonna be in the game. I get to do it, and then I'll be able to be cool like my other friends. I'll be doing this dance move that I didn't know even existed before I played Fortnite. And now it's like a whole big legal thing involved in this, and it's really hard because I remember the lady that was talking when I was watching the video about it. She was saying, I think she's a copyright lawyer, and she was saying it's really hard to copyright dance moves because of the fact that they are small increments of an actual choreography piece. But at the same time, like, these dance moves are done within videos and stuff prior to Fortnite even doing it, so I feel like there's some type of copyright that can be had there or something, and it's just no like payments being made to these artists and people who created these things, and it's like just Epic is just being shitty about it. Like, they're like, oh well, screw you guys, we just went. And then the thing is, we were watching a video earlier that was showing like the emotes and where they would come from, and some of these emotes were based off of like YouTube videos that were just on the internet that were popular, of course.
Oh boy.
And they weren't like even changed, like they were like direct copies of it. They would like, they took the footage and like threw it in a thing in a blender and like made animation that was exactly the same. Like, it wasn't even changed a little bit. And
now, for reference, I was just looking up a few things about how much things cost and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everything is bought with V-Bucks, okay? And so most people know, I'm not really too aware because I don't really play this game. So let's see. We got 1,000 V-Bucks for $10, 2,500 V-Bucks with a $300 bonus for $25, 6,000 V-Bucks with a $1,500 bonus for $60. I think there's another one. And 10,000 V-Bucks with a 35,000 bonus for $100.
Yikes.
Now, each emote costs like 800 V-Bucks. So for each person buying one of these quote-unquote Fortnite dances, that's about $8.
$8 an emote?
Yeah, if we break that down from like 1,000 V-Bucks to about $10, that's like $1.
Uh-huh.
I don't... God, my conversions are being terrible right now. But yeah, 800.
Okay. So about $8.
That's like $1 for every 100 V-Bucks.
V-Bucks. Okay. Damn, $8 for an emote. That's expensive.
I mean, it's a free game.
I get that, but that's expensive for emote.
It's a free game, bro.
That's the argument. That's the argument.
It is. It really is.
The point is that people are buying this in droves. Like, these aren't like stuff people aren't purchasing. People are buying this stuff a lot. Like, I remember when the video was watching, the video I was watching earlier about the whole copyright thing, they were saying like the average person spends $85 on Fortnite as far as cosmetic stuff is concerned.
I believe that breakdown. The
average person, $85. How much of that is being spent on these emotes?
I'd say maybe all of it.
Probably all of it, or a good chunk of it.
That's what? If we broke it down the way we just did it, that's like 10 emotes?
Yep. Which sounds about right. I mean, if you just bought like 4 or 5 of them, like, that's still a good chunk.
Yeah. And is that like a day or a month? I forgot. I didn't hear the conversion. How much? 85 a month, week?
I think that was I forgot the time frame, but
that sounds like they may do that a month. Which
it may be a month because they've only been having like this big success over a year span. So
yeah,
$85 a month does sound about right. If they made this much money, they made $1 billion in a year. Like, that's crazy. And the fact that these artists, these black artists, we're just gonna just not even like sugarcoat this. These black artists and these Korean artists that are creating these dance moves and stuff aren't being compensated. That's the word I'm looking for. Compensated. I couldn't find it earlier. But they're not being compensated for the work that they've been producing, and yet these people are coming in and swindling them, taking it and repackaging it to other people and making money off of it.
It seems like it's not a time frame on it because I'm looking at that article.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. When you consider of all paying players exclusively, the average Fortnite player would spend about $84.67. Now, what we do also know is that may sound small, but with the amount of people playing Fortnite, let's see if we can find
I'm sure you can find that
Fortnite player count. Last I saw, it was like 76 million.
Yikes! No, the average that's 76 million. The average person spends $86.
Here we go. Since August 16th, 2018, the average count of people playing Fortnite, this is both paying and free players, is 125 million.
Wow. So a lot of people playing one game. Jesus Christ. I see why the streams are always up. Dear God.
Now, of course, this doesn't distinguish against people who like log in once and don't return, things like that. But I would even say that of those people, of the 125 million, even if you take away 5 million people who don't come back, that's still a lot of people.
A lot of people.
Even if you cut it by half, that's still a lot of people.
A lot of people are buying the Millie Rock emote or the Snoop Dogg emote. Like, it's just, I hate that. It's another reason why we need regulations in the game industry, because it's so easy to do this stuff without having the government be involved to like say, hey, that's not cool, or hey, that's not right.
Yeah, because now you're in the legal space where you're asking, can you copyright a dance?
Yeah.
And is this more of a legal issue or an ethical issue? Because honestly, at this point, I don't think that the creators of those dances are going to get anything out of it.
They probably don't.
Because it's become such a big thing. Who would want to take on Epic Games right now? Because I'm sure they have the money and the means to shut all that down.
Yeah. I mean, they could even, at so least as like, to just give them like a small, like, I don't know, a stipend or something. I don't know, like something to come to them. Like, hey, here's $1 million for putting this emo in the game because we got this money. Or 50,000 or something. Like, they deserve compensation.
Or to at least acknowledge it.
Or acknowledge that they even came up with it from them because they stole it. Like, it wasn't just like a inspired. This was like direct copy type of thing. Like,
it wasn't like they called the dances what they're actually called.
No, they call it the swipe and all the other garbage and stuff.
The baller, the swipe, the this, the just these generic names that really boil down to the Fortnite dance at
which
the end
is
of the
the
day.
grossest thing. I remember you showed me earlier that video about that woman teaching Fortnite dances.
Yeah,
that was so
those
gross.
Kids were so hyped to do the Fortnite dances,
which is just I just hate that these games, because this isn't the first time like game companies have taken like popular dances and put in their games. I remember I was watching the video earlier. I think he said the Millie Rock was in one of the 2K games too.
Yep.
And they didn't even say nothing. They just did it, and they thought it was cool. Like, just
because people don't take that kind of stuff seriously. They just like, oh, this is a dance that's an internet sensation. Well, why not? Let's put it in our game. Let's make money off of this. Yeah,
and they make a lot. I mean, it's just the fact that I think the reason why people are really raising the issue to this is because how much money this is generating. Like, this is generating a lot of money for Epic. Like, they've never seen as much money be generated at this short amount of time in their entire span of being a company.
They just have not thought twice about maybe giving the creator a little bit of that stuff.
They haven't even commented on this either. Like,
because, you know, truth be told, had those dances not existed, it could be said that they would fire other dances or anything like that, but that's not the situation we're in right now.
It's not. And those other dances they probably would have found wouldn't have been as popular either. They wouldn't have, people wouldn't have bought them.
Yeah, people wouldn't buy just regular schmegular dances. I wish there was a breakdown on which emotes were bought the most.
Oh, they wouldn't do that. That would incriminate them.
Validate.
That would incriminate them at that point.
That would validate a lot of these arguments being made.
Of course.
But if I had to take a guess, I would say the shoot was probably the most bought emote. If I had to take a guess.
I would say that one. I would say the dab easily because that's just.
Oh yeah.
That's like.
Who ain't out here doing the dab?
And probably that false move too. I don't know the real name of that.
Oh, that backpack kid dance?
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually called the floss.
That's probably the other one that was really big. But the fact they're not crediting anybody is just so gross. Like, ugh.
I forget what that other one's called. It's.
Is it the dumb dance?
The one that BTS was doing at the beginning.
I forgot the name of that dance.
I would say that's up there too.
That is up there too. That's really big. I see a lot of cosplayers doing that dance.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Ugh.
That I think what's that kid's name? Roy Purdy. He was like one of the people who like started that.
Yeah. It's just a crappy time right now for creators who make these things, and they just have people just steal them, and it's not even credit. Like, this is such a long. I think the reason why this situation is really near and dear to me because this has gone on for decades. Like, there have been so many times where black people will create something, and then unfortunately, like, big white corporations will come in and just steal it, repackage it, and sell it back to people and make money off of it, and not credit the people they got it from.
Not any kind of recognition.
Nothing. Remember when twerking became a thing because of Miley Cyrus? They didn't even credit the people who created that dance. Like, people started to think that she created twerking.
Mind you, before Miley Cyrus did that, they were mocking twerking.
Yep. They're like, oh, it's stupid.
Like, this is stupid. People who do this don't respect themselves.
It's ghetto. It's trash.
But then, you get Miley Cyrus come on stage and do the most unseasoned version of it possible. Like, it was one of the most, it was gross. It was like, ew, throw it away.
Please.
And now it's like, ooh, twerking so cool. And people even tried to go through the mental gymnastics of putting out the fitness benefits of twerking.
Yep. There were a lot of like people who were in the fitness space that were making classes based off of twerking.
Yeah, it helps your glutes. It strengthens your hips and like stop. Shut up.
Y'all weren't doing that before.
Shut up.
Ugh.
You disgust me. First it was all ghetto this and that, but now it's all beneficial to your hips.
Right. Like, it has so many health benefits to twerking.
Yeah. Strengthens your thighs. Like,
so yeah, it's just like, that's just one example of like how this whole thing comes about. And it's like, I'm glad that artists are starting to come into play and say something, like Chance the Rapper and stuff.
Black Boy JB ain't having none of this.
You said what?
Black Boy JB, the dude who
the
shoot.
Yeah.
He's not here.
He's not. This. Yeah. I think that this is just a instance where if more people come to band together with this, I think they can make a bigger impact as far as like how they feel about that. I think if all the artists who were wrongfully, like, the stuff was stolen from them and come together and make a class action lawsuit, I think that would be way stronger than trying to do this stuff individually.
Yeah, I think so too. I think a presence this big should be met with an equally large presence.
Yeah, you're gonna need it.
Yeah, they're gonna need as much support
as they possibly can in order to get this like resolved at some point, because it's just going to continue to come. It's going to continue to do it because they're making money off of it and no one's telling they can't. So why would they not like continue to make more emotes off of like popular dances? No one's telling them no.
As dances continue to grow, who knows what else they're going to take? Who knows, man?
Ugh. Yeah, this is just I mean, I was never really I was really neutral about Fortnite. I didn't care. I'm happy people are playing video games in general, but I just hate that there's this really bad dark cloud happening right now. And it's so many things going on in the video game industry right now, and I hate that there's something else that's being tacked on that's unfortunately not being resolved as well.
creative theft.
Creative theft is a big deal. Like, it's just an ethical thing too. It's just like, what, like the people who make these emails, like, what are you doing today? You just going on YouTube one day, like, let me look and see what people are doing. And they're like, oh man, that's popular. Let's make that.
I wouldn't be surprised. And you know what's great is that when other public, like we make fun of BuzzFeed for doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
People like BuzzFeed is trash because they take ideas from YouTube videos.
Yeah, and they repackage them and make money off of them.
Yeah, we got all this, but you know, Fortnite's the biggest thing. We can't possibly find fault in Fortnite unless we're making some clickbait video that says Fortnite is dead.
What?
Oh man, if you go on YouTube right now and type in Fortnite is dead, Fortnite is dying, you will find lists.
Oh my god.
Upon lists on why Fortnite is dying because it's becoming too casual. Nobody likes it anymore. Building is dumb. Nobody cares about this anymore. They're losing their player base. They're bleeding out people. Everything bad is happening in Fortnite, despite the fact that they have 125 million people playing it. It's garbage now. I can't even shoot my gun because blah, blah, blah. Fortnite is dying. Blah, blah, blah. Views. Blah, blah, blah.
I can't with you right now. I cannot.
Like, Fortnite is as popular as it's ever been, but it's dying.
It's dying.
No one's talking about Fortnite anymore.
Nope.
It's a faux pas to talk about Fortnite now.
It's not.
The future is Call of Duty Blackout. Fortnite? Fortnite? No. Fortnite's dead, man. How about Fort Never?
Fort Never. Okay. Do you have any final thoughts about this before we wrap this up?
Fortnite is dying. That's my thoughts.
Okay. So my final thoughts is that I feel like big companies need to be a little more responsible about how they decide to include pop culture things in their games. I feel like they need to compensate people who create these things and credit them.
Maybe there should be some kind of precedent about that.
There should be.
If you have to go to college and like cite your sources for papers, they should at least cite their sources for popular products.
Exactly.
They teach you that in school.
You have to go through a whole class for that.
Cite your sources.
Everything you do gotta cite a source.
And, I mean, sure, you can say this isn't comparable, but you're wrong because you went to school for this.
Yeah. So yeah, I just think there needs to be a better like understanding of how not to, you know, trample over marginalized groups of people.
At the very least, you could call the dances what they're called.
Yeah, at the very least, at least call them with the real names.
What
like,
the hell is the floss?
It's the Backpack Kid dance.
Ugh.
Or the swipe. These unseasoned names too. That's the other thing too. These unseasoned names of these moves, these emotes are just, it's gross.
It's so bad. The swipe.
All right, guys. What do you guys think of Fortnite? Do you play Fortnite? Do you have a Switch and you love playing Fortnite on your Switch? Do you not even care? Do you do the Millie Rock on every block?
Did you care about crossplay when they said you could have it finally?
Let us know in the comments. Please leave a rating on our podcast. Please leave a like. Please get some stars there. Leave a comment. You can check us out on Spotify now. We just got to Spotify last week, so all of our episodes are on there. So if you want to listen to us there, you can do that. There's also, of course, Apple, and there's Google. So yeah, and YouTube too. We have our podcast on there as well.
We are everywhere Fortnite is.
Yes, we are. So yeah, thanks for listening to us, and we will see you next podcast.